Back here on the TVL set, back to school season can feel like a fresh start. It's exciting in a lot of ways. You want to start over and try some things new, but it can also feel overwhelming in that process, right? Especially for the parents, from new schedules to endless signups. It's a lot, right? It's a lot of stress to carry into this time of year, which is why our good friend Shannon Carothers, host of the Successful Mama podcast, here today to share 5 things that you can just let go of to make space for what really matters. Shannon, I love having you come on because it's always so funny. You're part of the Successful Mama podcast, but I'm not a mom, but I always leave feeling blessed. I said earlier on the show, like I get stressed at back to school year and I'm neither in school nor do I have a kid, but it's tough. You have a 3rd and 5th grader this year.
Yes.
Those are big years.
It is a lot. It's a lot. And there's a lot of pressure on them. And of course, there's a lot of pressure on you as a mama too.
Right. Well, I feel like I feel that. Again, I'm not related in your situation, but I can picture it when I close my eyes and I'm like, it's tough. So again, no matter where you are in this life, we're going to have great tips from Shannon. This first tip, again, 5 we have, let go of the picture perfect. Which sounds obvious, but how do you practically do that, Shannon? Do you just cut out the content? Do you like not look at the picture perfect? How do you kind of...
I wish that you could just cut it out, but the truth is it's everywhere. It's in front of us all the time, right? And we're seeing people's curated feeds, and we're seeing the Instagram or the Pinterest boards and things like that that are just perfection of motherhood. And I think oftentimes we take these gifts that moms have been given. This mom makes the perfect lunches for school, and this mom keeps her house spotless. And you know, we take all of those things these separate moms are good at, and we mesh them together for almost like a Frankenstein motherhood, right?
Yeah.
And it's not real. It's not
it's
real
so
life.
interesting you say that. Do you know Caitlin Chappell-Rogers?
Yes.
She's a fellow podcaster.
Precious.
Yeah,
yes.
We love her. She wrote this poem that went viral, and I'll shout it out. We did an interview on it previously, but she said no one's doing it all, right? Like, and you might just see the one thing that you mentioned that one woman has that one talent, whether it's back to school lunch, but she's not doing the lunch and the after school sports backpack and the after school snack and the homework help and all the extra things.
Absolutely. And if she is, she's exhausted. You're not seeing the whole picture if you're just seeing the highlights and the beautiful things. So just give yourself permission to let go of that perfection. Give yourself, you know, the permission to step back and go, this is enough. I don't have to be perfect to show up for my kids. I just have to be present and show up for them like I am.
And also, when you try to be perfect, you're setting a bad example for your children.
Are.
Like, you're
really
creating this level of perfection that they can't attain, and then that leads to therapy and all kinds of issues.
All the therapy they'll end up with one day from us anyway.
So let them see you make mistakes. It's more life-giving than I'm sure that you realize.
Absolutely.
Okay, so step 1, let go of picture perfect. Step 2, in a similar sense, stop trying to keep up with other people. Like, the phrase keeping up with the Joneses just lives from generation to generation, I'm convinced.
It's so much. And honestly, I feel like it doesn't matter who you meet. You go and you say, hey, how have you been? And they say, oh my goodness, I've been so busy, right? And we wear this busy as a badge of honor. Like, if we just do more, then we're more successful. But the truth is, we're burnt out. Like, we're exhausted.
Yeah.
And we're putting so much pressure on our kids, so much pressure on ourselves to do more and be more and constantly fill ourselves up with stuff that we don't give ourselves space to relax and rest and recharge. And not to mention, I love having blank space in my calendar where I can go, hey guys, let's have an impromptu family game night together, because we're all here and we don't have anything to do. Those are the best memories. And so if you don't create space, if you don't leave that openness in your calendar, you're gonna, again, continue to feel exhausted and burnt out.
And I feel like part of it too is I feel like people try to come up with an answer just for the sake of social conversation. Like, oh, what'd you do this weekend? Oh, well, I did this and I went to a movie. Oh, what'd you see, right? And it's kind of like, if you didn't do anything, it kind of just leaves this like dead air space.
Yeah.
But I feel like even that can prompt other conversation, like, I didn't do anything. What do you do when you don't have anything to do for a weekend?
Yeah,
and
that's a
have
great
that
point.
kind of lead into something else, and always kind of maybe putting it back on the other person to continue to chat. Because I feel like sometimes it's like when people ask what I did or how my summer, I'm kind of trying to come up with like that little answer to just fill the space.
You're trying to keep up, like to keep up with their calendars, because they were busy all summer, so you should be busy all summer too, right?
Right, yeah, no, and none of that. We're not keeping up. Okay, so that's point number 2. Point number 3, just say no.
Yeah, and this is going to piggyback on the last one, right? We're clearing space intentionally in our calendar, but if you're only clearing space to say yes to all those things you feel guilty about, like you're people pleasing, someone asks you to join this committee or sign up for this or do that, and you say, well, I don't really want to, but yes, I will. That's not going to do any good. So remembering that every yes you say is a no to something else. So when you say yes to that, you're saying no to that time you could be spending with your family or to recharge, whatever. But also, I think it's important to understand that when we're intentional about how we live our lives, we have to step back and go, okay, that is a great cause. And I think I would love to do that, but right now is not the best time.
Right.
And that's okay.
And sometimes you don't have to have a full explanation. I'm kind of thinking like if I say no, it has to be like, oh, because I have Bible study or because I have dinner with another girl. And it's like, no, I don't want to. I don't feel like it, and I have a plan to sit on my couch.
No is a complete sentence.
Thank
you can
you,
just say
Shannon.
no. You don't have to tell them exactly why. No is okay.
Loving that. Okay, that's number 3. Okay, number 4, practical ways that we can, again, say no without second guessing themselves, which we've talked about, but also not doing it alone in that process.
Yes, and this one, I think as women, it is ingrained in us that we can and should be able to do it all ourselves, right? We want to take control of everything and do it all at our best, but the truth is, like I said, we're exhausted. There's a lot to do.
Ask for help.
Ask for help, and it's so much easier said than done. You know, they say it takes a village, and I know a lot of mamas watching this are like, yeah, but where's that village? They're not showing up on my doorstep today. But the truth is, we can ask for help from our kiddos. We can delegate some chores to them. We can ask our spouse and say, hey, could you take this spinning plate and just take care of it for me and let go of that? But I think I'm going to give mamas a warning because this is hard. When we do that, we have to understand that we're letting go of some of that control.
The autonomy, yeah.
The kids are not going to fold the laundry the way you did. The hangers are going to be backwards. The towels are not going to all be the same. You have to have some growing pains, and it's going to be a little uncomfortable to get to the other side of this. But I promise it's worth it in the end.
And letting them learn how to do it. Like, again, the amount of boys I meet these days that are 29 years old, they don't know how to fold a towel. Tough.
Mamas, teach your boys.
Teach your boys. They need all the help. Okay, so like you said, and I think too, being specific about the response, delegating specific. I think when we just need help and we're spiraling and we don't know like how to help, when you can come up with specific tasks, again, making a list, so key. I could talk about that forever. Okay, but rounding it out with this last one, tip number 5, take time for self-care, Shannon.
Yeah. And this one is, again, probably the most challenging for all of us because we do have so much on our plates. We have so many things we want to accomplish. And so when we step back and go, okay, I'm going to take time for me, we either, 1, don't do it, or 2, if we're doing it, we feel guilty for the time we're taking for ourselves.
So true.
And so what I love this idea because we've all heard the saying, you can't pour from an empty cup, right? It's very cliche. We hear it and we're like, yeah, I get that. But if we shift it a little bit and go, all right, I'm not supposed to pour from my cup into everyone else's. I'm supposed to pour into myself, and the overflow is what pours out into others. When we fill ourselves up first, it allows us to show up fully as the mom, as the person, as the wife, you know, as the friend that we actually want to be. And so if we do that and pour into ourselves first, give ourselves permission to show up that way, we're actually setting a great example for our kiddos.
Again, helping you is helping others. Shannon, we love you. Again, one way you can fill yourself up is by listening to Shannon's podcast. You can follow along with her. She has such great wisdom at the links there on your screen, and we'll have that at tvliving.com as well. But for now, Shannon, happy back to school.
Thanks so
sister.
Much.
Deep breath to cleanse us
we
out.
Can do
appreciate it. Yeah, thank you so much. We'll be right back after the break. Stay with us.